Water everywhere, and ne'er a drop to drink. You can imagine how the mariners of old, when they didn't know when they were going to arrive at the land, how they felt when they saw day after day of waves. Last night the parasailer was so taut that it pulled the pulpit right off the guardrail, and so now it's a two-person job to get it back on. So Gerald and Vicky are right down there on the foredeck having a go at getting the stainless steel back onto the paint. We're 3 days into the crossing to Santa Marta, and it's been not without events. We've had rainstorm last night, just after we'd taken the parasailer down. The shackle on the end of the boom broke and the boom flew out across the water. So we had to find another shackle, get that on. Actually, it was tipping down with rain. The boats around us, there's just one that's parallel with us, Salinity. It's good to see at night. You can see the light on the mast. In the daytime you can't see them. The rest of them, I think, have scooted ahead, sadly. We're currently doing 6.3 knots. We're in the middle section of the crossing, and swells are greater than they were. It's more of a challenge. We've been using radar to check where the squalls are, which we haven't done before, and then changing course to avoid them, which of course means it takes a little longer to get there. But we're on our way. We're probably about halfway right now. This is Gerald and Dickie problem solving in the cockpit. The problem they're solving is how to get the foresail down without the furling line working, and it's requiring quite some cogitation. I'm not surprised. It's a tricky one. The foresail's enormous and the issue is a challenge. Can you see the brain cells working?
Yep.
I'm waiting for this wonderful eureka moment, which I feel sure the beer will elicit shortly. What are your feelings as you cross the line of the first leg?
First part of the challenge, first part of the adventure complete, and it's been great fun. We've had a couple of frustrations, but that's always going to be the case. Believe it or not, we've learned a lot about sailing, particularly use of our storm sails, and look forward to trying them again. Well, at least we want lovely weather so that we don't have to, and now we feel much more confident we're going to control the boat if we have foul weather.
What are you looking forward to in Santa Marta?
Oh, a little break, a little less rocking, maybe a beer, just a little break here. Yeah, be nice.
And for me, I'm looking forward to seeing howler monkeys, hopefully, and going around Santa Marta, and then of course fixing things and provisioning again. There we are, our colleagues. Thank you. The leg between St Lucia and St Marta was not totally without incident. We discovered that the furler for the foresail got stuck and just was getting tighter and tighter, which meant that you can't wind it in and you can't wind it out. We managed to pull it right on down on deck, and we managed to get it stowed on the deck, tied down, before we actually got to the approach into Santa Marta, because we'd been told, and it was true, that the winds would pick up, and they sure as anything did. We had gusting 24 knots, and so we raised, and this is Gerald, he put up the cutter foresail, the cutter forestay, and rigged a storm sail, which is much smaller than the foresail and allows you to really be safe, stable in a strong wind. And so that's what we did. Really lovely to see Colombia. When we arrived, we looked across the bay. There were pelicans diving in and out amongst the people swimming. and there was a fisherman gathering in the fish. It really was a lovely scene to see. On the second day here, we had a pretty amazing day. We went up to a coffee farm called La Victoria, which was founded in the 1800s. The absolutely beautiful rainforest going up into the hills. The coffee's dotted across all of that. It didn't look like an agricultural place at all. What was interesting thing was that climate change is affecting Colombia, and particularly that part of Colombia, in a way that is the opposite of Europe. Instead of getting less rainfall, they're getting more rainfall, and the greater level of rainfall means that their coffee production has actually reduced by 3/4 this year. So they have had to change their approach in La Victoria from producing coffee in a large quantity and selling it abroad to actually just producing the coffee for their own restaurant and having people come and have a look round and selling food, which I will say the banana cake was absolutely super delicious, so I can totally recommend a tour of La Victoria if you go there. The rest of the day panned out quite wonderfully. We were in a four-wheel drive car, which was very lucky. We went down a rutted track that was as rutted as can be to a beautiful waterfall where we had a chance to bathe in the icy cold water before then having a rutted drive back to a really lovely restaurant in a town called Finca, and the towns are quite higgledy-piggledy. Colombia's working hard to establish its economy in a more stable way and to really take itself from being what is a third world country, which is what it looks like in a lot of parts, to being coming into the sort of first world and having a much more stable economy. And it seems as though they're being reasonably successful at that.
The thing we'll remember Santa Marta for is the street art. It's absolutely beautiful all around us, and the people are really warm. It's our last day here, and we're looking forward to our trip to Bunayala tomorrow and to San Blas Islands. It's been a great stay here in Santa Marta in Colombia, and I recommend a visit.